It used to be the case that a full-frame sensor meant a big camera body, but those days are long gone, and what's more, photographers have plenty of choice in this area. This is the Sigma BF, a uniquely designed camera that's carved from a solid block of aluminium. So when it comes to getting big performance from a small camera body, where exactly does the Sigma BF sit, and why should you take a look at it? It's very cool today. I'm holding a metal camera. Let's find out. If you're not familiar with the Sigma BF, then here are the headlines. Launched in 2025, this quirky mirrorless sports a 24.6 megapixel full-frame CMOS sensor and features the L mount, meaning you've got a huge range of optical options to choose from, not just from Sigma, but also from other brands in the L mount alliance. That includes Leica and Panasonic. Although the name BF is a little clunky, the camera is beautifully simple and comes at a time when photographers are arguably becoming a little bit bored with advanced mirrorless cameras and their endless buttons, dials and menu functions. The BF is different. It's stripped back with only a handful of buttons on the rear of the camera. Why? Well, the BF is a camera to help photographers focus on the moment and the experience of photography itself, and that's refreshing. Look, the BF isn't the only camera that sells such an experience. You could consider the Ricoh GR4 or models from Leica in the same bracket, but Sigma does seem to have gone the whole 9 yards with this approach, and that may help this camera stand out from the crowd. Using the BF means you'll have to challenge your usual thinking and approach to photography. There's no in-body image stabilization and no memory card. Instead, images are saved to the 230 gigabytes of internal memory, which can hold around 14,000 JPEGs or over 4,000 raw images, and it's accessed via a USB-C connection, a port that, interestingly enough, doesn't have a cover and is exposed. That storage figure also translates to around 2.5 hours of high-resolution video, and this USB-C connection will enable you to connect up to a computer to transfer your images, plus will also enable you to power up your camera on the move via a device like a power bank. The BF's battery tops out at around 260 images, which is modest, but like any camera, it all depends on how intensively you are shooting. Picking out shots around town, you could be okay for a good few hours. But if you're constantly shooting, then you may want to pack a power bank or additional spare batteries. Tipping the scales at just 446 grams with the battery fitted, this camera is well suited to travel, street and architecture photography. It won't weigh you down even though it feels solid in the hand, and I can see many photographers ditching the rucksack altogether and traversing the city with just the camera in hand, looking out for photo opportunities on the fly. Now, we need to talk more about the design of the BF's body because it truly is a work of art. As I mentioned, each camera is carved from a solid block of aluminium. It actually takes 7 hours to carve each body, and regardless of what you think of the camera itself, that has to be admired and applauded, and probably something only Sigma would deliver. Key to the operation is the main dial, which can be pressed like a regular D-pad or rotated like a control wheel. You've also got a status LED bar on the rear of the camera, which will display information such as ISO, aperture and shutter speed. The button configuration enhances the simplicity of the BF, but it's also an area where some photographers who prefer more traditional camera setups may bail out and think the BF is not the camera for them. I actually quite enjoy the haptic design of the buttons. They remind me of the design you'd find in a modern electric car. But again, I appreciate they won't be to everybody's taste. The BF is not just a camera for stills photography, because you can also shoot some high-resolution video with this tiny Sigma too. Movie-wise, you can capture 6K footage in up to 30p and Full HD up to 120p, so it can be used to capture slow-motion sequences. Now, personally, I would have sacrificed the 6K footage to get 120p at 4K. It's not ideal to be scaling up Full HD footage into 4K timelines, but that's just a personal preference for me. The BF does include L-Log support, so you can shoot in that profile and give yourself more tolerance for editing the footage in post-production when you're back at the computer. There's no jacks for headphones or an external mic, but these accessories are supported via the USB-C port, and the BF does offer an internal mic option and boasts an impressive continuous record limit of 2 hours should you need to film for extended periods of time. Look, if you shoot more video than stills, then the BF probably isn't the camera for you. There are far more suitable alternatives out there. Stills photography is where this camera really shines. I've been using the BF mainly with the Sigma 35mm f2 and I've been really impressed with the results. Frames feel full of detail and it's nice to review the images on the 3.1-inch LCD. As I say, it's large, clear and gives a really good picture, but it is fixed rather than being tilting or vary angle. And that LCD needs to be large because the BF doesn't of course have an electronic viewfinder. Let's not beat around the bush. The absence of an EVF could be a deal breaker for some photographers, but we are seeing more and more cameras that are offering just an LCD to compose your images. And this brings us on to the cameras you'd perhaps weigh up alongside the Sigma BF. First up is that Ricoh GR4. This has a smaller body, it has a smaller APS-C sensor, but like the Sigma BF, it doesn't have an EVF. The Panasonic S9 is also missing an electronic viewfinder, but it does have a full frame sensor like the BF, and it can also boast a vari-angle screen. Look, I can see why the LCD is fixed on the BF, but personally, I like to use a vari-angle screen because it just speeds up operation and makes for a more comfortable user experience. When it comes to handling, the shape of the BF's body is comfortable enough, but like any other camera of this ilk, I would recommend attaching a wrist strap for safety. I also think that if you're going to be out all day with the BF, the design of the body lends itself better to shorter, lighter primes rather than longer zooms. If you're using longer zooms, the camera can feel a little bit front heavy. Focusing is quick, and if you want to be sure that you're focusing on the right subject in your frame, you can simply touch on the LCD. The BF also offers subject detection for both humans and animals. Now, back to that image quality. RAW files are saved in the universal.dng format, and these files hold a huge amount of tonal data, giving photographers a lot to play with back at the computer in software such as Lightroom. Overblown skies can be recovered, while areas of shadow can be adjusted to reveal detail. There are plenty of color presets for you to experiment with, enabling you to get creative in camera without the need to press that ignition key on Photoshop, including a great mono option. But perhaps the best thing the Sigma BF has going for it is that full frame sensor. Pair it with a fast aperture lens like this 35mm f2 and you can create photos with that beautifully shallow depth of field that smaller sensor formats struggle to replicate. So the Sigma BF is tricky to sum up because while there are cameras a little bit like it, there's no camera exactly like it, and that's the most exciting thing about this amazing piece of design. It's fair to say it won't be the best choice for every photographic situation. Wildlife and sports photographers aren't going to be trading in their cameras for the BF. But for some genres, like the street and travel photography we've been capturing today, and also maybe some portraiture too, then the BF could definitely prove to be an option you'd want to consider. Photography as we know it is changing, and it's important that brands realise this and react by being brave and bring cameras like the BF to the world. The BF won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I don't think Sigma designed the camera for that purpose. This is about being different, about connecting you as the photographer back to the art of taking and making images. Those two things are not the same, and those who value the experience of image making in its purest form, well, the BF could well prove to be a breath of fresh air. It's actually really, really slippy.